John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee, picked up a hammer in his little right hand, said, "Hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me." Greetings, fellow ukuleleans. Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new ukulele tutorial. That tune that you just heard me playing, that was John Henry, and I kind of modeled that one after the Bruce Springsteen version. He went through this period really recently where he was doing kind of roots Americana music, old folk music, Woody Guthrie tunes and things like that. This kind of comes from that period. Pay Me My Money Down being a pretty famous song that he did in that vein with fiddles and banjos and all of that, mandolins. This I did in F. I played the song using an F chord, a C7 chord, an F7 chord, a B flat chord, and a D minor chord. That's the chords in F, but we're going to learn how to transpose today. We're going to take something that was in the key of F and we're going to put it into the key of C, and we'll see how all of that works. So the tune itself, F, John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee. Right there's where it goes to C7, the 5 chord. Back to F. Picked up a hammer, that's an F7. In his little right hand is B flat. Said, hammer be the, that's an F. Death, that's a B flat. Of me, that's an F. Oh Lord is a D minor. And then hammer B is an F. Death is C7 of me. So let's go through that one time. Now that we talked about the chords, let's play them. 1, 2, 1, 2. John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee, picked up a hammer in his little right hand, said, hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me. So there's the chords in F, and strum wise, you can use all kinds of strums for an easy folk song like this. Probably down, down, up would be a good one. Any variation of that too, like down, down, up, down, up, down, up. A lot of the strums we've talked about in the past using quarter notes and eighth notes will definitely get you through John Henry and sound pretty convincing. Also, don't forget about the possibility of hitting your top ukulele strings first, the closest ones, and then the further ones. It's always a great technique for stuff like this. Alright, one more time through the verse before we transpose to C. So we have John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee, picked up a hammer in his little right hand, said, hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me. So once again, the chord changes. John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee, picked up a hammer in his little right hand, said, hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me. So that second to last line, that's where the chords change quicker than any other point in the tune. We have F, B flat, F, D minor. So there you got to be a little bit quick on your chord changes. One thing that would facilitate that is when you go from F to D minor, don't do anything except put your third finger down. for D minor. That's all you need to do. An F chord and a D minor chord have 2 fingers in common. And so you only need to move 1 finger to make that change. See that? Very little motion to get from one chord to the other, as opposed to lifting the whole chord off, all of your fingers, and then having to replace them all for D minor. That makes no sense whatsoever, but just a simple putting the 3rd finger down to get from F to D minor is a great trick to know. Alright, without further ado, let's do this in C. So let's get our ear acclimated to the key of C by hearing a C chord. So in C, the song's going to sound like this, and I'll sing the 2nd verse over the chords in the key of C. Some say he was born in Texas. Some say he was born in Maine. I just say he was a Louisiana man, leader of a steel driving chain gang, leader on a steel driving chain gang. And there's lots of verses to this song. There's the one, well, the captain said to John Henry, I'm going to bring my steel drill round, going to bring my steel drill out on the job, going to whoop that steel on down, 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 whoop that steel on down. John Henry said to the captain. It's a whole story about the great legend of John Henry, great old American folk tale that may or may not be based on a real guy. So that I'll leave for you folklorists and historians to let me know in the comment section down below if this was based on a real guy, possibly named John Henry. But it is a legend that almost everybody knows. And so in the key of C, it requires us to sing much higher than the key of F. John Henry is lower than John Henry. That's a lot higher. So if your voice doesn't make it up that high, that's okay. But let's learn how to transpose the chords. So before we had in the key of F, F being the 1 chord. Well, in the key of C, C is the 1 chord. In the key of F, C7 was the 5 chord. But in the key of C, G7 is the 5 chord. How do I know all of this? Well, let's just use our fingers. In the key of C, C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, and B is 7. So there you go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C is 8 if you want to count that other C, same as 1. So there you have it, the 7 or 8 notes in the key of C. Well, in the key of F, it's going to be F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. You start at the letter F in the musical alphabet and count up. F is 1, G is 2, A is 3, B is 4, really it's B flat, but we'll talk about that later. C is 5, D is 6, and E is 7. So that's how you transpose. You just use numbers. You use your fingers and numbers. So if you count C as 1 in the key of C, and consider that number 1, D is number 2, so that's how it works in C. You just move all of that up to F. So F is 1, G is 2, A is 3, B is 4, really it's B flat, C is 5, etc. So transposing can be as easy as using your fingers and numbers. So you have got C, the 1 chord. When it goes to the 5 chord, that's G7. C, C7, F, C, F, C, A minor, C, G7, C. So in the first version in F, D minor was the 6th chord. F, G, A, B, C, D, chord number 6. But in C, A minor is the 6th chord. C, D, E, F, G, A, chord number 6, A minor. So there's a little reference point for you that might help. So let's do this again, just to wrap this up. Let's do one round in F, and then we'll do a round in C. I'll count you in. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee, picked up a hammer in his little right hand, said, "Hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me." And in C, there's your note. John Henry. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his mammy's knee, right hand, said, "Be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me." So a little brighter in C, the notes are a little higher, a little harder to reach for lower voices, but still a nice key, and it's very ukulele friendly. Both of those keys, the key of F and the key of C, are pretty ukulele friendly. We can play all those chords. Maybe B flat was the hardest one that we've talked about in the past, about how to manage a B flat chord, which all of us eventually do have to get our B flat chord together. All right, ukulele people, I hope that helped explain a tiny bit about how to transpose, how to take things from one key to another. Hope you really enjoyed the song John Henry, especially this Bruce Springsteen version. Pretty cool song. I'll leave a link down below to Bruce Springsteen singing it so you can hear it and see it and get to know the tune if you're not already familiar. It's a fairly easy one. Good way to learn some of your basic chords. And this transposition skill, this is something we're going to need over and over in our ukulele playing, taking things from one key to another. So keep at it and let me know if you have any questions. If not all of that made sense, I'd be glad to explain it again. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like this video. Of course, click the notify bell. When I come out with new videos, you will get a notification. Share and share alike. And visit my Patreon page for any pertinent tabs, handouts, chord charts, etc., etc. The song sheet for this will be on Patreon. There'll be a nice link to the song sheet so you can see it in all its glory. All right, ukulele people, you take care. Bye-bye.